We're making Speedy Pan Rolls just in time for Thanksgiving. Welcome to Help at Home, your resource for great recipes and easy learning. I'm Jim Hightower. Well, by popular request, several months ago, I was asked to make dinner rolls. And I think just in time for Thanksgiving, we're going to make Speedy Pan Rolls. It's an old-fashioned recipe by Ann Pillsbury, and the date is 1945. So grab your pen and paper, here come the ingredients, or click the description and print it out for yourself. You will need 1 cup lukewarm water, 1/3 cup melted shortening like Crisco, 1 tablespoon sugar, 2 teaspoons salt. Mix that together in a measuring cup. You can melt the shortening and heat the water in your microwave. You'll need 2 packages of yeast, 1 egg, 3½ cups flour, and that's it. Quick and easy. So here, inside my measuring cup is my cup of water, my melted shortening, the sugar, the salt, most of my dry stuff. Here I have my egg, and I'm just going to carefully beat that in. Okay, got that. Then I use SAF instant yeast. It doesn't necessarily work instantly, but what it does do is you can just mix it in with your flour if you wanted to. You don't have to proof this, but it does use 1 tablespoon of yeast for each package, so I'll need 2. However, if you're using store-bought yeast, normally it's 2¼ teaspoons to a package, so you'll need 4½ teaspoons. But be sure and read your package. So, also, as stated, this water needed to be lukewarm, not hot. If it's too hot, it'll kill your yeast. You'll be sad, no rolls. And the good thing about these rolls is in their name, Speedy Pan Rolls. You can think about it 1 minute and serve it literally, I don't know, almost in an hour. So, I'm just putting that yeast in there, and I'm going to start slowly mixing in the flour. You could do this with a mixer, but I think this is too easy to do by hand, and it's definitely not worth getting out your big heavy stand mixer. So you just kind of mix it in. See, it's no big deal. And the reason I didn't put all the flour in is because you might not need it. You put in enough to make a manageable dough. It should be soft, but not too sticky, and I think that could use a little more. Oops. Get that off my impeccably clean work surface. And that's it. See, look at this. It doesn't stick to my fingers. Very small amounts. So, let's get my board. Now, this is basically a no-knead roll dough. However, just a little bit of mixing in will not hurt it, or you. Remember, Julia Child, that great cook, who was actually not a chef, to some people's surprise, said that you must use your hands in cooking, or you won't get the feel for things like bread doughs. That's too much flour. Too much flour can make your dough a little dry. And nobody wants that. So I'm just kind of mixing it in a little bit. Alright, we've got one more thing to do. We need to grease our pan. I melted some butter, and I'm going to use this to grease the pan with. I've done a lot of testing getting ready for this roll show, and I want you to know, even though all the old recipes say, you know, grease it like salad oil or even Crisco, it just does not give it the flavor that butter does. And don't let anybody tell you that butter's not good to use, because it is. So, we're going to roll this out to roughly the size of the pan there. You get your rolling pin, the one that lets you say you're in charge, and you start rolling. And I just want you to feel this though. It's so soft. It's just wonderful. And not to be too descriptive, but I've had a few babies in my family, and it's as soft as a baby's butt. And that's exactly what you want. So, roughly 11 by 9 or 13 by 9, depending on the size of your pan. Now that is getting too wide there, so okay. Roll it down. Okay. I think that's just about got it. That feels a little thick, but I think it's okay. Just like a pie crust. Wrap this over your rolling pin. Put it right into your pan here. Now, if you have overdone it like I did, I would just, you know what? Just push them down. Push it right down into the dough. It's no big whoop. You can use a pizza cutter and go all the way across here. That's cutting it in half. And honestly, because it sticks out, you really need your knife. Then you can cut them. I'll be honest, It's a little bit of a pain with the knife, but I guess if you use your pizza cutter and get started, then that's great. So you can go through there, just make sure it's cut all the way across. Very simple. Now let's talk. This is how Ann Pillsbury served them. 1 inch wide by roughly 4 inches long. I'm going to do half and half so you can decide what you want. These, I'll do the 1x4. This side, I'm just going to cut them in half and practically give you regular size rolls. Now, the only other thing you need to do is butter these. Let me tell you, this butter makes all the difference. Yummy. Now, you'll notice this is a special recipe. It's speedy. No kneading, and you don't have to, well, you know, if you saw me in my old videos, you know, kneading was being a cheerleader. Pick it up, slap it down, turn it over, pick it up, slap it down, rah, rah, rah. You didn't have to do that here. Speedy rolls. Also, you don't have to have 2 risings, one in the bowl, punch it down, and then make your rolls and let them rise. 1 rising, 30 minutes, roughly. You want them to double in bulk or in height, and then you'll be ready to cook them. What I do is turn my wall oven on for 1 minute to let it get a little warm in there, and I turn it off, and then I put these in there to rise. Back in 30 minutes. Here are the rolls, and they have just about doubled. The thicker end was over on the left, as you see. You can let them go a little bit longer if you want. This is perfect for me. I'm going to slide it into the oven. The cook time is 15 to 20 minutes. This is a new recipe. I would check it at 12 minutes and then check about every couple of minutes after that. They should be golden brown and pull away from the sides of the pan just a little bit. So we'll be back when they're finished. Be sure and set your timer. You need that extra insurance. Here they are out of the oven. I let mine go about 13 or so minutes. They didn't brown as much as I may have hoped. You could put melted Crisco or melted butter on top and stick them under the broiler for just a minute and brown them more if you want to, but this is fine. Now, if you just cut it in half and do the 1 inch by 4 inch, you would get roughly 14 rolls with a 13 by 9 pan, or double that with the regular size rolls. Now, I'm going to take one of the regular size ones and whoo, they're steaming. And I'm going to take one of these average size ones. And you can decide, do you want the regular 1x4 that Ann Pillsbury recommended, or your average size roll. the reason you might consider the larger one is if it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or any meal where you have gravy, turkey and giblet gravy or brown gravy or white gravy, you might be stirring around and pushing it with your fork and crunch. Maybe not crunch, but get a bite, go around, and this will last a lot longer than this. And maybe if you want this, just put a little extra butter on it or in it and give it a nice taste there, bite. But here we go. By the way, after you put these in the oven for just a few minutes, you get that unmistakable, just wonderful aroma of fresh homemade bread. You can't get it anywhere else. Mmm. Mmm. Perfect. Now, they do look a little bit like biscuits, but like I said, it's only because they didn't brown as much as we might have liked. And you can put them under the broiler. Just don't leave them very long or they'll burn. But they're nice, tender, delicious. And you just can't go wrong with buttering the pan and buttering the tops of those biscuits, especially while they were rising. If you like this video for Speedy Pan Rolls for Thanksgiving, Christmas, or any time, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and share with your friends who like to cook or just want to learn how. Drop me a line in the comments below about your experience with the Speedy Pan Rolls or what else you might like to see in the kitchen. Click the bell below the video for all notifications and you'll receive new notifications and the top right hand corner bell. I'm Jim Hightower, and remember, everyone needs help, even me. Enjoy and be well. Welcome to Help at Home, your resource for great recipes. I ran out of breath. Blooper reel. Welcome to Help at Home, your resource. I don't like that